Hello everyone, how's going on? I'm Programmer Yan, and today we are going to continue our C language tutorial, and we will talk about the variables. And there are, it is about 4 types of variables in C language. But if you have a newer or you use the C++ compiler, and you can get one more, and it is called Boolean value. But I won't talk about that in our C language tutorial. So yeah, I have already written down the code, and so we just have to go into examine it. So at first, you will see here is the include preprocessor description. So yeah, we only need to include standard input output here because we don't need any other functions. So yeah, we only have to include this. So here is our main function. So yeah, just as I explained in the last video, every C or C++ program must have a main function. It is the starting point of a program. So yeah, you really have to be aware that you have to write it correct, because I sometimes will spell it like MIM. So yeah, just be aware of it. Okay, so here are 4 types or variables in the C language, and the first one, int, is the abbreviation of integer. So you can just imagine that every integer can be stored in the int variable. So here you in the int is in the purple. So it means the highlight means that it is a type of the variable. But here is your variable name. So a variable name can have a variety of naming, but just be aware that you are not allowed to use a variable name started by a number. So just be aware of it. So you can use capital characters or underline or anything. Yeah, the C language is case. Yeah, it will recognize the case of your character. So the capital V and the small v is different in C language. So here is your variable name. So you can just imagine that a variable is like a box, and when you are going to move to a new place, and you have to pack all your stuff so in boxes, so you can move the stuff to the new place. And yeah, here the type of the variable, you can imagine that you are defining that, oh okay, this box is in a suitable size, so I decide this box is going to contain clothes. So any clothes you can put it into it. So the type of the box is clothes, but you can have a name of the box. You can give a name to a box. So here I use the name is the var underline int. So yeah, so you can just you give a name to a box, like it's a summer suit or winter suit or winter clothes, summer clothes, anything like that. But all of they are containing clothes. Okay, so here I just declare a variable. Like I just take out a box and I define its type and define its name, and then I put the content in it. I put some content in it. So here I use the equal sign and put the content. So yeah, because it is an integer variable, so I have to give it an integer. If you give it a decimal number or something else, something weird will happen. But sometimes the compiler won't give you any error message. So just be aware of that. So here, we have 4 types. So the second one is the car. So the card stand for character. So any character can be stored in a card variable. So you can see here I use a single quotation to represent that this is a character. But you can see here we have a lot of character, right? A lot of character. You can think it is a string of characters. So if you have many characters and you want to make it as a sentence, you have used the double quotation mark here to represent that it is a string, not a character. Okay, so the next one is the float. So float stand for floating point. So what is floating point? It's just a decimal. So it's just a decimal number. So you can see I put a 3.14. I put the pi in it. The approximate pi in it. So you can see I can put a decimal number in it. So, but yeah, maybe sometimes we will talk about the memory size of every variable, every type of variable. So I just don't talk this. I won't talk about that in this video because it will make this video become too complex. So here is another type of a decimal point, means double. So what is double? It means double precision floating point. Oh my god, floating point. So what is double precision? You can imagine that when we are going to represent a decimal point. So yeah, you can just write it down. But it is in a base of 10. But in the world of computer, it only have the 0 and 1. It is in base of 2. So representing a floating point in computer is just approximation. So if you have so you can just imagine double. Double means it use more memory in your computer. So it can represent a more precise decimal number. So you can see I put lot of numbers after the decimal point. Okay, so let's just going to try to print all of these variables. So here just skip this one. So here, look like the line 10. So the integer is %d. So here %d means you are going to put a integer here. So yeah, so here you can see after the comma I put the name of the variable here. So you are not going to just write 1 or write 2. You can just write the name of the variable. So if you call the name of a variable, the computer will going to just search. Yeah, I can search this box and I find 1 in this box. Okay, so let's see the next line. The character is %c. So %c means you are going to print a character. Okay, so here %f is going to print a floating point. So here, a double precision float. We use the %LF. The L means long, so it's a long floating point here. So yeah, so we can just put our double precision floating point here. Okay, so how about if you are going to you are just packing your stuff and the moment you found that you have to change the stuff in the boxes. So yeah, you can also here do things like here. So you can just update the content in the variables. So you can see I update the var int to 2 and update the var character to C, and so on. So after you changing the content in variables, you can just print it again, and you may see that now the variable contains new contents. Okay, so let's just try to compile it and see what's the result of this program. Okay, so just wait. Okay, let me see. Okay, the typo. Okay, you can see here. You can see here. Yes, in the initialized variables, the integer is 1 and the character is A. Floating point is 3.14, and then the double precision float is 3.141593. So it discard the 6 and have and plus 1 to the previous point. Okay, so you can see here after we change the content, it really changed the contents in the variable. So the integer becomes to 2 and the character becomes to C, and so on. So it is the basic of a variable. So just remember that having just deal with the variables wisely, because the variables are the data in your program. And a program, I can say that a program consists of data and algorithm. So the data is a big part of your program. So how to use your data wisely is a very tough question about how to write a good program. So just you can just write some program, write some program like what I write here, and just put anything you want to put and see what will happen. For example, you can just put because like 1.5 for integer, so you can see what will happen if you put a floating point into a variable of integer. So you can just try this, or just put you put C here, and you can see what will happen. So you can just play around it. So okay. So if you have any questions about this course, please comment below the video, and I will definitely reply you and try my best to solve your question. If you have some comment about that I said something wrong, or I said something incorrect, so you can also comment. You can also leave a comment, and I will try to correct my video. So just going to refine my video with your efforts. So I will appreciate your comments. Okay, so here is the end of this video, and if you like this video, you can click the like button for me. And if you want to receive the new videos about programming languages, the tutorials of programming languages, and you can subscribe me and just turn on the alarm so you won't miss any new videos. So okay, let's see you next time. See you next time. Let's say goodbye.